Welcome back, Phillies and Gentle to a Brony Plays Minecraft. We're out here in the lovely wilds of nature, just happily deforestering it, or something along those lines. A pony would never do that, right? Certainly not without planting a few trees. See? I planted a few. They're right there. See? Right there. 1, 2. I've planted a few trees. But because of that issue about planting trees, I've come out to show you the scythe. Now, the scythe is really good on overgrown bushes like this one. See, this guy is essentially just a 1, 2, 3, 4 block high tree. That's not much. And this guy is not much better. So our scythe is excellent at clearing this out and getting a couple saplings in the process so that we can replant this. The scythe works by clearing out a load of leaves with one swing. So just click, boom, a nice 3x3x3 cube of leaves gone. So look at that, take a look. Actually, it's a little more than just that because I clicked right about here and it went a little farther back than I thought. So you get a nice cube for each swing of the scythe. Of course, some leaves might just disappear on their own based on leaf mechanics. That's fine, but you get pretty good bang for your buck. And you don't have to go around getting everything down. That's fine. No one needs to do that. But you can use this to get rid of the most critical bits. 2 or 3 swings of the scythe should be plenty good. And then you can chop the rest of the tree down at your leisure. And you'll see right to my left, there's a little bit of a sapling right there. So we'll just pick him up and plant him down. Yay, 5 pieces of wood. Woohoo! There we go. We got 4 saplings out of that, which is perfect. Let's get rid of a couple of these. Oh, look, there's another guy. If we give him some air, he'll start growing. There we go. Put down another one there. Now, our tin axe broke a little while back, so this is a stone axe, which means we're going to be in the business of getting ourselves copper or even bronze pretty soon. We'll see. I'd like to do bronze, but we need a lot of bronze before we can make any bronze tools, since first we'll have to make a bronze anvil. Now, I went mining for cassiterite. You might have seen that in my inventory, so that's not going to be a problem. The extra cassiterite, because you don't need that much for bronze, the extra cassiterite we're going to use for making armor. Now, tin armor. Great. Yeah, sure, right. Doesn't need to be tin armor. Of course, it could be bronze armor if we had a lot of copper. And the landscape does actually have quite a bit of copper lying around. Maybe you saw that early on when I was putting markings. Maybe not, but you can see like there's a marker right here. So there's probably some copper somewhere underneath. Maybe not right underneath, but somewhere. And of course, we've got our lovely prospector's pick. So we can always be on the lookout for more. So let's go fill in the charcoal pile and get that started. Go grab some copper from the mine. And we will be on our way. Oops, I forgot to grab some sand. Can't start the charcoal pile without sand. Don't forget we'll need sticks and a fire starter. Okay. Let's just fill these in. I'm using sycamore here because we kind of ran out of Douglas fir. Our Douglas fir trees have not been growing back as quickly as I thought they would have. So we are a little low on the old Douglas fir, which is a shame because it's easier to harvest them than to harvest the sycamore, but oh well. I'm going to go away, and 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, I will want to place down a brick of some sort. You may be wondering why a brick of some sort. Well, because otherwise the sand will fall. So let's go ahead and place a brick right there, and let's start the fire. Go ahead, place this on here. Perfect. And now we stop being on fire. This always seems to happen. Wait. Go. It's falling a little bit. Oh well. That happens with sand. That's why we put the brick down first. So this is ready to go, and it will go quite nicely. In the meantime, let's have us a little snooze and head down to the mine, shall we? I think so. La da 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 da. Oh, we're so hungry. We can't get anywhere without eating first. Let's just destroy that. We'll rebuild it in just a moment. Put the sand back first. Well, let's be eating something then. We've got steak, cherry, tomato, and green bell pepper. We make a meal. Hey, it looks a little different this time, and that's because, boom, it has an effect. I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe it was that pepper. Maybe it was the tomato, but this gives us a lot of energy, a fair amount of power, and a fair amount of filling and resistance, and that's before heating it. To heat it up real quick, especially since we're low on the old charcoal, we'll just make us a fire pit. Sticks are one resource that we are not short of at all. And actually, we're not short of paper either. And paper would be really great because paper increases the chance that you'll form a fire pit. So here we go. We've got a nice warm meal. Doesn't need to be hot. So we've just... Oh, that hits the spot. And you'll see the little potion effects around us. Let me hit F5 there. You can see Litmus looks a little drunk maybe, but I assure you he's quite fine. He's just feeling the effects of his new found powers of swimming. Resistance. Whoa! Resistance 4 for 5 minutes. That's a fair bit more than I had last time I tried this out. Ready, Litmus? Too bad this isn't like at night where the resistance would be more useful. Go figure. Oh well. I put a door down here. I thought I explained that last time, so let's go find... Let's see, where was it? It was down here, I think. Yes. Oh, the copper. Oh my god, I'm so drunk. I'm drunk on copper. Look at this. I can't even... Oh boy. Oh boy then. Oh boy. Let's get lots of the copper. Lots of the copper. Not quite sure what accent that is. Lots of the copper. You have to get it all. All the copper, yeah. Aye, all the copper. That'll do, that'll do. I've heard that's something close to Welsh. I'm not sure. I've never been to Wales or other places as well. It is probably my great shame that I, personally, have never been out of the country. And I always feel kind of terrible about that, because I'm always one of these, oh, travel and see the world, and oh, be such a good person, like the doctor or something. And here I am, I'm never been out of the country. I blame my chemistry professor, as if it weren't for him, I would have had my one really great chance to go out of the country with, well, at least it would have been easy. I guess I still have other chances, because I could do it this summer if I wanted to, but I'm going to go to California instead. Ha! Take that, other countries! No. Anyways, I was all set when I, in my senior year of college, going to graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry, and I don't know whether you're up to date on all the college fancy schmancy stuff, but a BS in Chemistry is a pretty big deal. A BS in anything is a pretty big deal. And so I highly recommend, if you're going to go to college, that you get exactly that. Get a BS. Why? Because it's better. That's what BS stands for. Better stuff. Alright, let's put some supports in here. Anyways, I was going to graduate with a BS in Chemistry and be off on my way toward, I don't know, solving world hunger or something. So I didn't really know what I was going to do after college, and I was looking around at teaching, because I'd been wanting to do teaching for a while, but my college's undergraduate degree in teaching was not very good, and I would have had to do a lot of extra stuff to get it. I didn't want to do all that extra stuff because it would have meant staying in school longer, and I didn't know how that would work out with tuition and all that. So I felt like, you know, just doing something else. So I decided instead I'd try the JET program. My stepbrother had done the JET program long before I even knew him, because of other stories. Anyways, my stepbrother had done the JET program once or twice, And for those who don't know, the JET program is a Japanese exchange program. Not that sentence itself doesn't make a lot of sense, maybe, but it means you go to Japan for a year or two. There's a renewal process in there, and you help teach English. Help teach English. It's not like you don't have to teach English right off the bat if you've never taught before, but it would have been something really cool, and I really wanted to do it. So I had 1 year of Japanese under my belt. I was like, oh yeah, we got this. And I was all set to go and had all the paperwork, except you need letters of recommendation, just like everything else in the world. And letters of recommendation are so obnoxious, and I was also obnoxious. Don't do that. Thank you. Just because, I don't know, I don't like the idea that you have to get them, but I understand what they're for. So I had some professors that I was good friends with, I guess, as much as you can be friends with a professor in college, I suppose. Actually, one of them was so concerned for my after graduation plans that at some point during class I had announced I wanted to be a teacher. And after class one day, he sat down and said, are you sure about this? You could be this, you could, have you thought about grad school in chemistry? Are you sure about this teaching thing? And I'm like, yeah, I've got this. I'm good. I'm cool, man. I got this. We're good. Oh, my inventory's full. There's some sticks. So he got his letter of recommendation in really quick. Then there was a second professor. So this first guy was professor of inorganic, and he had this really awesome inorganic chemistry class. Am I full now? Is that all 8s? Yes, it is. Awesome. So the other guy was a professor of physical chemistry, PChem, especially in electrochem, and I really liked him, and I'd had him for a couple of classes and enjoyed his labs greatly. But he never got me his letter of recommendation back. And I went to see him like several days for like 2 or 3 weeks. I would just like wander by and be like, "Hey, doctor, how you doing, man?" And like, "Oh, how's it going?" I'm like, "Got that letter?" It's like, "Oh no, I'm still working on that or something." Or, it just didn't. It never got around. So I missed the deadline. I didn't get my letter of recommendation. I was sad. And I sent in a little note to the people who are running the JET program saying, hey, I'm sorry, I messed up. I didn't get my letter of recommendation. Or I didn't get all my stuff in on time. Would it be okay if I turned in something late? Would that be acceptable? But they were all like, no, we're sorry. Maybe another time. And I'm like, aw. So I had gotten my passport and everything, and let me tell you, it's $75 if you didn't know that right now. In fact, I don't know actually. Maybe it's changed, but it was $75 when I was there getting it, and so it was all like quite a bit for a college student at the time. Of course, since then, I've actually managed to lose my passport somehow. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. I had it in a certain place that was a very particular place, and then I had to use it for a human resources thing in my school district, and I haven't been able to find it since then. So I always wondered maybe I just let it get lost in a backpack or something, but I'd have to. Anyways, that's the story of why I haven't been out of the country. Because my professor didn't get me my letter of recommendation on time, and then I lost my passport when I moved down here for my teaching job. So moral of the story, kids, get your letters of recommendation in on time. And that means do whatever you gotta do. Sometimes that might mean going and giving them the notice a lot earlier than I did. Maybe I didn't give them enough time. I thought I did, but I guess not. And that moral might end up being instead to just pick a better, be careful which professor you pick. Maybe that has something to do with it. Or maybe it's just go bother them more often. Don't know. But it's a shame. At any rate, one of these days, one year, I am going to head out on my own. I'll just be like, fine, going out of the country. Yeah. And I'll do it. And I'll just disappear. I have actually no idea how I will manage to do it because it's like as you may have guessed, I haven't really had much experience in international travel, so I might end up doing things completely wrong when I go. But hey, that's kind of the point, isn't it? You don't, I mean, yeah, sure, you go traveling once you know how to do it properly, but that's not the only time and the only reason you go traveling. You go traveling when you're just learning, and it's part of the adventure. Adventure! I'm going to put some of the farm over here. Just little bits. As you'll notice, the resistance is worn off quite a bit. So yes, I highly encourage travels. Fun, things like that. Go have some adventures. I have adventures when I go contra dancing, although I haven't done a whole lot of traveling for that. I haven't done as much as I should say. But this February, I'm totally going down to, it's the end of February. I'll be down at Chance Dance, hopefully. But you won't know who I am. Ha 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 ha! And that is going to be fun. There will be some open calling going on. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, go look up a contra dance on YouTube. And just find some awesome videos of it, and it's great fun. If you've never heard of it before, I totally recommend you check it out. It's excellent, especially if you're an introverted person who doesn't like to socialize much, because all of the social interaction there is formulaic and scripted, and you get a lot of friends. They have a lot of contra dance tend to attract a lot of geeky type people, a lot of science people, a lot of engineers or mathy people, just because of the style of the dancing. The type of reasoning that's required to be good at it is often the same type of reasoning that's required to be good in science or math or engineering. Lots of logical and spatial reasoning sort of things. That's not to say that everyone would be good at it, but I'm just saying, if you consider yourself to be a nerd of some variety, you should check it out. It's really fun. Really fun. Speaking of checking things out, this sand is fallen, which means that our charcoal is done. And so we can start smelting things again. Do I have any molds? I don't see any in here. Let's see. Molds. Molds. Oh. I'd better go grab some molds. Let's have us a snooze first. There we go. So we're going to be using the forge a lot today. Only I'm not going to sit here and talk through all of it. Not all of it. Nope. No siree. Not talking through all the forging today. Alright. We're back, briefly, for a little bit of math. We're going to make a bronze anvil, right? Now, to do that, we're going to need... there we go. We're going to need some of this stuff. There we go. In fact, we need 3 things of copper to 1... Oops, wrong thing. Right here. Derp-a-derp. Thing of tin, and they all have to be liquid. That's not a problem at all. And doing that gives us 4 bronze. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take it. So now we have 4 bronzes, right? We've mixed the tin and the copper. But how much bronze do we need? Well, an anvil is 7 double ingots. And double ingots are 2 ingots. So we'll need 14 ingots. So that we can get 7 double ingots. So 14 ingots means that, well, that's not divisible by 4, so we have to make 16 pieces of bronze, which means 4 batches. We've used 1 already, but we'll keep counting it anyways. So we need to make 4 batches. Now that means I only need 4 liquid tins, and I've already used 1, so I only need 3 more. So that means I can get rid of these guys. This I'm just melting in here. Ah, perfect. There we go. So that means I can get rid of most of these, and I only need 3 left. And by most, I mean 2 of them. Interesting definition of the word most there. Lots of copper, which is good because now we can take this and... Okay, good. That's liquid, 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 and liquid. We can get some more bronze. Perfect. And we'll have to reheat this tin. Oh, but there's some right here. Wonderful. That means actually that these 2 tin can just go back in here. See, I told you they can get put away. And at the same time, we can make, well, once this bronze cools down, we can do stuff with it. So anyways, basically we need these 2 tin, and that's it. We are going to need a total of, since we need 4 batches of this, we need a total of 4 tin and 12 copper, because it takes 3 copper, and we need 4 of them, so 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, that's not a problem. We've got plenty of tin, but what are we going to do with the rest of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 6 here, that's 12 ingots of tin. Well, let's talk armor. So, there are 4 pieces of armor in Minecraft, and TerraFirma Craft doesn't change this at all. You've got your helmet, your chest plate, your greaves, or, pants, and your boots. 2 of these armor pieces are made from a double sheet, and the last armor piece is made from a single sheet. Well, the other 2 armor pieces are made from a single sheet. A double sheet and a single sheet are created from double ingots. If you take a double ingot and you put it back into the working spot on the anvil, you get a single sheet. You're flattening out this large thing into a single sheet. If you take 2 single sheets and weld them together while they're very hot, you get a double sheet. Imagine that, a double sheet from 2 single sheets. So, basically, you take 2 double sheets to make 2 of the pieces of armor, 2 single sheets to make the other pieces of armor, and then you stick all that together. That's essentially 3 double sheets, or 6 single sheets. Now, 6 single sheets. Each of those is made from a double ingot, which means that each of those is 2 ingots. So we need 6 single sheets, that's 6 double ingots, that's 12 ingots. So we have 12 tin, we have 12 ingots, that should be just enough, right? Well, that would be great, but there's a problem, and I'm going to show you the problem in the next video when we actually really discover it. But here's the thing. Armor is made in 3 stages, and I'll show you the 3 stages all in the next video, but to sum it up, one of those stages involves welding another sheet onto the armor. So, if you're going to make armor, you not only need those 12 ingots to make the 6 single sheets so that you could get 2 double sheets and 2 single sheets and so on and so forth, so on. You actually need to add in another single or double sheet depending on what you're making. So if you're making the single sheet armor, you need to add a second single sheet. If you're making the double sheet armor, you'll need to add another double sheet, which means that you don't need 12, you need 24. Armor is expensive, but it's well worth it. I'll show you the effects of the armor in the next video. But with 24 armor pieces needed, we don't have enough tin to make a full set of tin armor. We've got enough tin to make a full set of bronze armor, but we'll need a bit more copper about that. More on the next video. For now, let's get back to making that anvil. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I can do this. We can do this. Look at that. 3 copper. Let's put the next batch in. But we've got 3 copper ingots right there. Guess what this means, folks? Remember how last time we were like, yeah, copper anvil, woohoo! We're back to where we started. This time, I'm just going to put a bunch of coal in there. We can get a bronze anvil. All we have to do is let the bronze cool down first. And that isn't hard, so let's go ahead and do that. Doop, la loop, la loop, la loop, loop, la loop, la loop, loop, loop. So basically we're going to make this batch into an anvil. We'll have 2 extra left over, so I can just go ahead and take those out. And then we'll turn the rest of it into bronze and work on the armor. And we'll do the armor next time because it's a long, complicated process. That's going to be too long for this particular video. We've got what we need. Here we go. Bronze anvil time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bum, bum, bum! I am Bronze Man. Boom! Man, that picked up really easy. Boom! Bronze anvil. Now I just gotta decide what we're gonna do with the copper one. Maybe we could stick it out up here. We don't have much going on up here. This can be our old anvil decorating room, just in case. There we go. That looked quite nice. A nice anvil in your room. Always wanted one, right? Haha! We have bronze! And that is where we're gonna end. Because that bronze is going to... go ahead and turn it into ingots, I guess. And we'll use it for something else, and then we'll do armor next time. So, that's the goal. Thanks for sticking around so far. It's been really fun, and we're going to keep going. We're doing really well. Next time, armor, so that we don't have to worry about those pesky skeletons. Until then, keep on trotting.